Good afternoon, everyone. So as Keith said last time, my presentation was very technical, and still it's the same because the processes in the cement industry are quite complex, especially the combustion and interaction of combustions with the minerals. So I'll just start with some examples. Briefly, Cinar. Cinar was incorporated in 1988, so we have been providing services to the combustion and minerals industries for last 26 years. These are some of the clients, some very familiar one at the top, but for the Asia and Africa, we have worked for Ultratech in India, and also for One Trentin plant we are working on now, and Arabian Cement, ACC, also for Cinar Cement in Pakistan, and also for Rival Cement, and Çanakkale in Turkey, and also for One Trentin plant there, and Atbra plant in Sudan. For Holcim alone, we have completed over 30 projects, including their largest plant, 12,000 tons per day at Saint Genevieve. So when it comes to the upgrades, and that was the question asked earlier on, with the ID fan capacity, these are the general criteria to look at the maximum capacity which can be obtained from the plant. So cooler area, 40 to 60 on the upper side, tons per day meter square. And then the burner zone thermal load, 6 megawatt per meter square, cyclone cross-section area where the material would flow 100 to maximum 120 tons per day meter square, kiln volume 6 tons per day meter cube, kiln fill 10%, kiln velocity at the pinch point, upper limit around 35 meters per second, kiln burner 7 to 12 Newton per megawatt. But when it comes to calciner, combustion and calcination in a calciner, so there is no fixed criteria. There are some criteria of the residence time and the velocities, but various manufacturers or technology providers are using different criteria. And that's the AFR co-processing, and that was the question asked before. Water, effect of the water content on heat consumption, what would happen to heat consumption, and also the production loss. So when the alternative fuels would have higher water and the ash content, then they have to be paid for or having a gate fee, whereas the false air and oxygen level can be optimized or reduced through the process and combustion improvement. So these are the 4 main criteria. This slide was presented before, and heat consumption would normally go up and production would go down. That's Portland plant, Holcim plant, and they were firing chip tires, and that's the area where the chip tires were fired there. And it's very important to note these calciners are designed for micro-sized particles and not for 2-inch by 2-inch typical chip sizes of the tires. So any chip tires fired over here, and the velocities in this region are around 28 to 25 meters per second, which are designed for submicron or micron particles. So they would fall down, and plant was observing build up in the kiln heart area, so they could not fire more than 20% of the thermal substitution of the chip tires. So a throat restriction was added there to suspend at least the smaller size chip particles or chip sizes of the tires. And the velocities in this area would be around 40 to 42 meters per second at the length of around 3 meters. And that would be just enough to revert these falling chips back up with the upward flow. So that's the computational grid. I won't go through the details, but just in this area, a venturi was added there to have minimum pressure drop and higher velocities in the localized area, because the falling chip have to be deaccelerated, and after reaching the zero velocity or the stagnation point, then after losing weight, losing volatiles, and burning, they would be lifted up. And then we can go to higher substitution